So if Andrew Benintendi's nickname in Boston was Benny Biceps, now that he's been traded to the Royals, is it now Benny Good Biceps? Get it? Because he got traded? He's no longer with the team? I'm sorry.
Shut up!
What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB offseason recap. I'm sorry for the horrible joke to start the video, but to be honest with you, it had to be done because this is a big-time trade in my opinion. Andrew Benintendi was supposed to be kind of like the next big thing in Boston, and now they've pretty much given up on him, and he's heading to the Kansas City Royals. So we're going to go ahead and break down that trade, and also an update on the Trevor Bauer interview. It is finally coming out later today. I need you guys to turn on your notifications and absolutely destroy the engagement on that video because we've already posted it. We had to take it down because the Dodgers... Now, before we get into the Andrew Benintendi trade, I want to talk about the worst prediction list I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, this is not coming from MLB itself, but MLB actually quote tweeted this on their Twitter, so they're kind of getting a lot of hate, but it's not their list. This is from an account called Baseball Pro or something like that. Look at what they did in the American League. Take a look at the American League Central. The White Sox are finishing in third place according to their predictions. I have them as a World Series contender. And if we're talking about the Indians, they haven't gotten better this offseason. They traded Carlos Carrasco and Francisco Lindor. You're going to say that they have a better team or roster going forward, and you're going to project them to be better than the White Sox, who've added Lance Lynn and Liam Hendricks? No. Right now, even as an Indians fan, as a Cleveland fan, I'm telling you right now, that is wrong. Moving over to the National League, the Braves are not a fourth place team. I don't know what kind of meth that these guys are on or what kind of drugs that they're smoking, but you know what? I might have to get some because it seems like it is the best of the best. They are delusional, to put it in nice terms. And the Cardinals coming in third place after they just added Nolan Arenado in exchange for a bag of yellow starburst. I don't know what exactly was the mindset or the thought process of these predictions from Baseball Pro, but I'm here to tell you right now, I disagree with them wholeheartedly. Maybe there's a few that make sense, like the Dodgers winning a bunch of games, the Rockies losing a bunch of games, the Yankees coming in first place. So there are things that make sense, but those three that I just mentioned, the White Sox coming in third place, the Braves being a fourth place team, and the Cardinals barely finishing at a 500 record, I don't know. I mean, you guys can put two and two together, but whew, those are stinky. All right, so let's go ahead and break down the Andrew Benintendi to the Royals trade because there were a lot of moving pieces. The Boston Red Sox are getting Franchy, Cordero, right-handed pitcher Josh, please do not judge me if I botch this name, Josh Winkowski, two players to be named later, and then one from the New York Mets because the Mets also got involved. The Royals are getting Andrew Benintendi, and then the New York Mets are getting former top prospect Khalil Lee. So let's talk about the Royals first and foremost because they are getting the star, I'm going to put that in air quotations, because Andrew Benintendi has not been a star since 2018, I would say, maybe even kind of like parts of 2019. The 1 through 6 hitters have a potential to be really good in Kansas City. You have Whit Merrifield, Alberto Mondesi, you have Salvador Perez, who was a monster in 2020, Carlos Santana, Jorge Soler, and Benny Biceps. Now, if he can return back to form and be Benny Biceps as opposed to Andrew Benintendi, they are going to get a guy that averaged 18 home runs, 88 RBIs, 20 stolen bases, and an 803 OPS from 2017 to 2018. So he was a monster. He also had an almost 360 on-base percentage. So the guy, when he's playing like he is supposed to, is anything but a bust. But in 2020 and 2019, he was not looking the same. His arm got a little bit worse as well. He had a cannon from 2017 to 2018, and all of a sudden, he was playing bad defense. His arm got a whole lot worse. He wasn't hitting for average. He wasn't taking as many walks. He was striking out a whole lot more. So in every facet of baseball, Andrew Benintendi got worse the last season and a half. Now in return, the Boston Red Sox are getting a very solid player in Franchy Cordero. 2 years ago in 2018, Franchy finished in the top 24% in sprint speed. So the dude is lightning quick, and he hit the second furthest home run of the entire 2018 season, just behind Trevor Story. He hit one 489 feet. The Boston Red Sox are also getting Josh Winkowski. He's been fantastic so far in low A ball, but we'll have to wait and see because there's A ball, there's double A, there's, AAA, there's rookie ball, there's other independent leagues. So I'm definitely a little bit trepidatious to say that he's going to be able to duplicate that in the big leagues. So right now, they're just hoping that Franchy Cordero can be a lesser version of Andrew Benintendi because they're both 26 years old. He's going to get paid a whole lot less than Benintendi, so they're trying to rebuild and kind of take a low risk, high reward because, again, like I mentioned, Cordero is nutty. He has insane raw talent, top 90% in sprint speed, and can hit a baseball a country mile. Now, the New York Mets also were able to squeak in on this deal. They are getting Khalil Lee in exchange for a player to be named later. He was the number 61 prospect in all of baseball back in 2019, and in that 2019 AA season, he had 124 hits, 53 stolen bases, and a 363 on base percentage in 129 games. And may I remind you, he plays insane defense with that speed and the arm. I predict that he could be a future Gold Glover, kind of like a Juan Lagares kind of player, but a whole lot faster. If you guys don't remember, Lagares used to play for the Mets, so for whatever reason, the Mets are just pretty good at finding great center fielders that play really good defense. So that's pretty much the update on Andrew Benintendi going to the Kansas City Royals. Again, we mentioned there are 1 through 6 hitters in that lineup of Whit Merrifield, Mondesi, Salvador Perez, Carlos Santana, Jorge Soler, and Benny Biceps. We're not even factoring in Bobby Witt Jr., who was drafted, I believe, 1 or 2 a couple years ago. The kid is going to be an absolute savage in the big leagues. I watched him live at the 2018 Home Run Derby, but I promise you his power is legit. He can also run and field his position almost as good as anyone I've ever seen in my entire life. So the Royals, they're onto something. They're kind of cooking. They're not going to be a playoff team this year, but they're definitely better. Now, to end today's video, I'm going to go ahead and update you guys on the top prospect for the Yankees, Jasson Dominguez. Now, remember, we're posting the Trevor Bauer interview later today, so before I end the video, make sure you guys have your notification bells turned on because it's a great video, and I really appreciate it because I already had to take it down, but it's fine. Everything's all good. An update on Jasson Dominguez. A few days ago, now granted this is not a professional game, but it's still something worth noting, he hit a baseball with an exit velo of 117 miles an hour. Only 4 players, either last year or the last couple years combined, have been able to do that in professional baseball. And at the same time, he is still running at 70 grade speed. So he will finish in the top 90% in sprint speed. So the sky is the limit for this kid. I'm not saying that all of this is going to happen, but you have to put just a little bit respect on his name because so far, even though he's young and even though they haven't been professional games, he is showing to have unreal talent. And the Martian moniker, the nickname that they've given him, it's kind of making sense because you're not supposed to be able to do this at such a young age, and he's a switch hitter. It just doesn't make sense. But thank you all so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you make of these 2021 predictions? The White Sox, the Braves, the Cardinals, those are the biggest, question marks for me. And then also, who won the Andrew Benintendi trade? Do you think that he's going to get a whole lot better in Kansas City? Maybe the weight has now been lifted off his shoulders and he's able to just focus and perform at a high level. Maybe Franchy Cordero breaks out for the Red Sox because he has unreal talent. And then Khalil Lee, not too bad of a pickup for the Mets. I give them props. He's a former top 100 prospect. He's a solid, ready-to-go outfielder as we're talking. So if he plays right field, left field, center field, wherever he needs to get plugged in, I believe that he's going to be able to perform at a pretty good level. But thank you for watching. I'm going to leave it there. And peace out, everyone. Ooh, my brain was struggling today. Sorry if it was a little bit choppy. I've had maybe too much coffee. I don't know.